do a lot of play now. My career, I go to the park with like Donovan, Royce.
So who is a better 2K player out of the three of you? Royce O'Neal, you, or Donovan Mitchell?
I'm definitely better than Donovan. I don't know if I'm better than Royce. I never played him, but I'm 100% better than Donovan.
So who's the best 2K player on the Warriors, would you say?
The Grizzlies. Well, terrific attitude. It makes him very tough to handle. David, thank you. Brent, two explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, Kevin, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at a time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings. They would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I can see the bruises. Now look at Memphis's starting group. They've got McCollum. John Collins is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Towns, and it's Young in at the point. And for the Clippers, they've got Kyrie Irving. Embiid is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. Beverley with the ball. He's picked up by Collins. Back to Beverley. Shot clock at 5. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Drains the three-pointer.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that
play. McCollum outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
Not a close contest either the last time they got together. Everyone in the rotation played solid, and the bench was the difference.
Well, the second unit came in last game and just played lights-out basketball. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
To the inside. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Well, McCollum has shown the ability to get inside and also finished. It's just how shifty he is.
Here's Irving. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Offense clicking early here. 3 for 4 to start this one.
Passes to Collins. Memphis moving that ball around. Millsap kicks to Young. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
This is Trae Young's game right there. Rise, fire, and these shots are helping out the offense.
Pass to Covington. Irving against Young, and the shot goes in. Irving's got his second bucket.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
McCollum, it's hauled in by Beverley.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Good on the bucket.
That's a pretty impressive finish for Montrezl Harrell.
And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverley is one of them.
And Patrick Beverley always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverley plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
That's good from Beverley. Well, the Grizzlies coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
And the rejection by Towns. Young dishes to Towns. That's in, coming off the assist from Young.
So unselfish there. Young doing a good job of finding the open man.
On the wing, Irving. Over Young. Irving misses.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there. Well, he's a third-generation point guard as Trae Young. His father and grandfather both played the point guard position, and both of them really helping him arrive at this level.
His father played professionally with dreams of making the NBA. When Trey grew to share that dream, his dad helped him do it.
Well, his dad also had several alarm clocks around the house, Kevin. 5:30 wake-up calls in the morning to train before he went to class. With all the effort that he's put in and with all the efforts from the family, Trae Young is expected to achieve greatness, and he's out here to do that.
Zach LaVine's checked in for the Clippers.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Irving. Pass to Embiid. Takes the three. Drills it from outside. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Young pass to Collins. The feed to McCollum.
And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
It's his first trip to the line. 2 shots. Throw good, McCollum.
You think about great perimeter shooters, and CJ, not only just statistically but stylistically, Kevin, his name comes up. He can heat up and get this team going offensively.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Jaren Jackson. He's checked in for Robert Covington. Wiggins comes in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Irving. LaVine against McCollum. Towns with the steal. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Hield. Good season for him last year. Around 20 points per game last season. 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Back to Wiggins. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Good on the shot. And it's 8 points for C.J. McCollum.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
Ball dishes to Embiid. Shoots over Towns. Towns with the defensive effort.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Bagley with the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Ball, the pass to Embiid, and the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
To the paint, it's tipped. It's stolen by Bagley. Murray surveying the D. Hield outside. Kicks it to Bagley. 4 on the shot clock. And McCollum puts up a deep 3. No good. Shot missing. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. It's tipped. It's stolen by Bagley. Wide open look here for Murray. Nailed from three-point land. And the Grizzlies lead by 6.
Yeah, even though Hield can pull up from anywhere, you love that he's always looking to find a shot for his teammate.
Well, you just watch LaVine play, and you can see the athleticism he possesses. Greg just explodes anytime he wants to.
And guys, with LaVine, the speed and first step have always been there for him. But you can see the strength he's added to his game since his rookie year whenever he goes at the rim.
Free throw good, LaVine.
And in flashes, LaVine has shown he can be a star. Now, he has to put it all together on a consistent basis.
Clarkson, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. He makes one of two that time.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Clarkson kicks to Murray. And again, it's Memphis with the three.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Out left to the wing. Embiid against Towns. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Clippers shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Embiid drops them both.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
And here's Clarkson. From deep. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Memphis. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Right back after this break. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Guys, what's your take on the Grizzlies so far?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Paul Millsap out there with Hield. Then it's Bagley. Then there's Murray. And it's Clarkson in at the shooting guard position.
And you have to have an appreciation for Ball's passing skills. I mean, he just sees the floor beautifully, easily working the ball over to open teammates.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. From 11 feet away, a shot by Clarkson, no good. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Levine can't hit.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Clarkson. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts. The starting gate opening night in the NBA. Brent, what are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can fall off, Kevin. That talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes, what are they playing like?
What's their chemistry?
Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
To the inside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Well, Hield plays with such drive and intensity at all times that he just can't help but create a foul shot with that opportunity.
Free throw drops for Hield.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Robert Covington's checked in for Embiid. Ingram comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Patrick Beverley's checked in for Levine. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Lonzo Ball.
Quietly, Buddy Hield has had some good moments in the NBA thus far. I know coming in, a lot of attention as a high draft choice, but his offensive game and the players around him as they get better are helping Buddy Hield out.
Clarkson passes to Millsap over Beverley, and that one's good. Millsap's got his first basket. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Beverley, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
There's something about Beverley. He seems to be one of the point guards who enjoys the physical contact out there, always looking for something.
The Clippers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
One of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and in the golden age of scoring point guards, Patrick Beverley doing his best to slow them down on a nightly basis.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Memphis. McCollum comes in for Clarkson. Good on the 2nd free throw. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Now McCollum, he's got 8. Hield finds Towns. Back to Hield. 5 on the clock. And Covington sends it back to the right side. Beverley wide open, and the Clippers miss again. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. The pass to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Yeah, that's where John Collins sets up shop down in the paint, quick and athletic, able to corral the miss.
Pass to Jackson. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And here is Los Angeles now. 6-point game. 6 on the shot clock. Irving drives in.
And after that solid opening quarter, you can see now he is definitely starting to cool off.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Robert Covington picks one up. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
The first one falls. Brett, when you look back on all the stars you played against during your career, who was the biggest intimidator?
Well, I think about intimidating players, and the first word that comes to mind is Anthony Mason. I know he wasn't a bona fide star player, but
right.
You know the role that he had for the teams that he played with, and Anthony Mason was a player you did not want to be playing against. During my era, most of the years that I had some successes and minutes on the floor, it was certainly Kevin Garnett. The way that KG approached every game, and you spent many seasons watching him very closely. From year 1 to year 18 or 19, KG came at you every game, every night with the same kind of zest and excitement to compete.
Well put. And the rejection by Jackson. Clippers trail by 6. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
1:44 left in the first half of basketball. Healed against Covington. Towns down low. Doesn't go for him. Good D by Covington. Clippers have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Good work there as it goes. Ingram's got 5 now.
And not only can Ingram score from the perimeter, but he can also contribute inside. The way he releases his shot makes it very difficult to block.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. Put up about 24 points per, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good. Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Inside, Irving fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
How about the body control that time of Kyrie Irving? Absorbs the contact, stays focused, not going to be denied down there.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Jaren Jackson. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Ingram. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
Shifty with his speed, incredible ball handling. So hard to guard Kyrie, but so thrilling to sit here and watch it all up close.
McCollum with the bounce pass. Young from outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Covington's shot is off. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
And the ball handling right there of McCollum. He's able to get anywhere on the court he wants to go.
On the wing, Irving. Defended by Young. Unloads from 13. Shot is good, and the Memphis leads cut down to 1 on the bucket from Kyrie Irving.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Grizzlies lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They lead by 1 point. Kenny?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive board. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they have been so far.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We've got Robert Covington, Patrick Beverley out there with Irving. Then it's Brandon Ingram, and it's Embiid in at center. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
You just can't take Trae Young lightly from anywhere on the floor. These kind of shots will help him get into a rhythm.
And Beverley kicks to Irving. Drops in the layup for 2. Irving's got 13.
I know Kyrie is not the biggest guy on the floor, but he is built to take that kind of contact.
McCollum dishes to Young. Fires from 14 and too long on the shot. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. That one is good from Joel Embiid. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Young against Irving. A floater, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Embiid's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Irving against Young. No good from Irving. For Memphis, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half.
Maybe not a super athlete or at least a hyper athlete in the Westbrook mode, but Trae Young's ball handling ability does some incredible things for him out there on the floor to create space and help him change pace for those kind of angles where he can score.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
And you love the aggressiveness of Young tacking off the dribble, and Brent, for his size, able to finish inside.
Well, he can get to the inside. He can shake guys loose. It's his ability to see the floor, Kevin, but it still comes down to that range where Trae Young has confidence to pull up from just about anywhere to get his offense going.
And Towns no good on that one.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
Got a piece of it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverley. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. Second, Joel Embiid.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Murray against Ball. Murray, good. Murray's got 10 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Millsap passes to Bagley. Shoots over Ingram. That shot off the mark. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Down low, here's Covington. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Murray kicks to Towns. They get the rebound. Bagley goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 5. Pass to Beverley, and here's Embiid. He's covered by Clarkson. Murray against Ball. It's Covington on the wing. And the Clippers miss again. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Right wing, 17-foot shot on the way.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Loud pass to Bagley, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
You know, Bagley can really get up and extend.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
For the Clippers, Jackson, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Wiggins comes in for Brandon Ingram. And Levine subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Memphis. And that one's good. Wiggins. And Murray winning second team all defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, it was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Here's Clarkson. From outside, off the mark.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Outside, Levine. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. Shoots over Towns. Embiid, no good. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Grizzlies. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Yeah, for guards who are young players in the NBA, finishing around the rim is always a focus at this level. Nice job by Hield there.
Here's Ball. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's the three. Grizzlies with the rebound. It's off to Utah for him after this game as they take on the Jazz. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Clippers trail by 9. Outside, Levine. It's to Embiid. And they double up Embiid. Towns with the defensive effort. Grizzlies have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. To the middle. Here's Levine. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 8 points for Zach Levine.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Clarkson bounce pass. Towns kicks to Murray. And Levine comes to help. Here's Towns. And the rejection by Embiid. Now the pass to Ball. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Wiggins surveying the floor. Fades and shoots. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Jackson. Hield outside. Murray the pass to Towns. Embiid with the steal. Wiggins against Millsap. And that one's good. Wiggins.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Millsap. And the rejection by Jackson. The 19-foot shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Grizzlies out in front. They're up by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. While we have the chance now, go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. They've got Towns. Buddy Hield is out there with John Collins. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Young in at the point. Collins trying to break free. On the wing, Hield. And stolen by Wiggins. To take the lead. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Wiggins. Wiggins has got 3 assists tonight.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Tries from 16. Here's Towns. Banked in off the glass. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Young from outside. A three-pointer is right on target. And it's a 4-point Memphis lead.
Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but when it gets close, he's getting the ball.
Irving up top, defended by Young. Embiid in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Outside, Levine. From deep three-point range, Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And the dunk by Towns.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the Clippers call time here.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
Ingram, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Levine. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. He's not happy with what he says are late rotations defensively against their three-point shooters. And then at the offensive end, he wants his guys to get their own shots within the rhythm and flow of the offense. Kevin?
And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, do you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high-usage player. He is highly efficient.
Young finds McCollum. Lets a floater go, and that one is good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Irving against Young. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Irving's got 10 points in just the second half. Young taking his time here. They kick out to Hield. Here's Towns, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And Ingram is just so long. I mean, he covers offers a ton of space and just so quick in transition.
Passes to McCollum. Memphis moving it around. Towns with it. He's covered by Irving. Pass to Collins. Shoots a fader, and he gets it to go. And the Grizzlies lead by 6.
He was wide open, but just to make sure, he put a little fade on that jumper.
Here's Irving. Sweet little floater. Irving's got 10 points in the quarter.
Feels like the other 4 guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team, Greg.
Player of the game, Karl-Anthony Towns.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fellas.
Paul Millsap's checked in for the Grizzlies. The offensive rebound. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
One shot.
Irving with the ball. Can he keep it going? Second chance effort. Shot is good, and the Memphis lead's cut to just 5 on the basket from Embiid.
That's an excellent play call to free him up from the defense.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Bounce pass from Millsap. A 3 from McCollum. Rebounded by Covington.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Outside, Towns. Lobbed up there for Collins.
Good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Irving passes to Embiid. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game. Beverly against McCollum. Over Irving, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Such a good player on the in-between game, weaving behind bodies to find some space, and CJ cashes in.
Irving can't hit. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's the teardrop. That's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. And the Clippers making a switch here. Levine's checked in. 1:14 left in the 4th quarter. 4 on the clock. Collins trying to break free.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
Well, you can't make any mistakes right here if you want to keep hope alive. Their execution has to be precise.
And the vertical that Levine has really gives him an advantage when he's able to hit that launching pad.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And the Clippers call time here. They're down by 5. 51 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, James Team
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Young. Irving kicks to Embiid. Outside, Covington. No good that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
This could go down as the win-win trade of the draft over the last 3 or 4 years. The 5th pick in 2018, Trae Young traded on draft day for Luka Doncic, and they might have put a little chip on his shoulder, one that he played with in the second half of his rookie season.
And they go to the intentional foul.
At the line of the Grizzlies, John Collins, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
John Collins and his versatility are very, very exciting, not just as a scorer and a rebounder, but defensively as a shot blocker and a versatile, switchable defender.
And the Clippers call time here. They're behind by 8. 11 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Now, here's Clarkson. So it's Memphis picking up the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.